big number. Big numbers. Big numbers. Whole team counted, that's a big number.
Yeah, wrist, man. Check the wrist, man. Got him hot. Ay, man, can't ball like this, man. Lord, pass the pig skin, but he stretch a distance. I'm talking a few 100,000 yards. You just on your 5th grand. Run it up, 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 count it up. Ay, hundreds and 50s and 20s, no 5s and no singles, don't count on them. Ay, she want it like me, cause her blame, she can't count on him. She try to be nosy and hit up my ex, she like, girl, you can count on him.
Hey, hey, we need more, tell them we need more. Putting numbers on the board, like them keep a score. Hey, 16. Big numbers, 100 minute bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, big numbers. Whole team counted, that's a big number. Big numbers.
Okay, Coach, thank you. We are about 4,300 miles away from you there in Orlando as we come to you from the European home of the NFL, London, England. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the London Black Knights. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27.
Ready. 58, come on.
A first carry for Leonard Fournette. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
2nd and 3. They're connecting here with DJ Shark. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well.
60 Pittsburgh.
Fournette, a first down carry. And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Hey, echo.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Flush to his right. Going deep here for Allen. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Keenan Allen, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd and 4.
I like the boldness, and I like that they took a shot downfield, but it was well covered, and he's able to get a hand in and knock it away.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Back to throw here. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. A big one there for the Jags. 18 yards, first down. And a nice start there to the aerial attack to pick up the first.
And I think preseason is officially over now. Getting into the groove of the regular season, that's a great way to get started. First drive of the season, what a nice completion.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
On 2nd down, here's Fournette. 9 yards on the pickup there as they'll be left with 3rd and 1.
That was a good run, probably right on the edge of breaking into something really big. So the defensive guys right now are talking about, okay, what can we do to slow him down before he truly gets started?
They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. The drive stays alive, a 3rd down gain of 8.
Something to watch here in week 1 of the season, tackling. Because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus, the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
They'll look to throw. Got his man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. Josh Oliver there to make the grab. And the Jaguars drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line.
Okay, ready?
Mike, forward. Target, 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 target.
Now.
Off play action. Bradshaw. He's got this complete to Ryan Switzer. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
Defense gives up a touchdown the opening drive. Offense, you got to want to get out there and get those points back right now.
And that's a sharp throw there to get this drive off to a good start. First carry for Nick Chubb. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. And finally down at the 36-yard line. And a nice carry there of 15 yards. Well, no slow start here. A couple nice chunk plays back-to-back.
I love the momentum that they're showing here early because they did it both ways, right? Threw the ball on first down for a nice chunk of yardage. Came right back and ran the ball. Looks like they've got the defense set back on their heels. Let's see if they can keep this moving.
They go play action here on first down. That'll be taken in there by James Washington. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
60 out, dog. Get it.
Throwing on first down. Bradshaw will get this to Chubb out of the backfield. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Hey, team 6.
44's the mic. 44's the mic.
Shoot.
A run for Nick Chubb. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. 2 carries for him now on the opening drive, both for good yardage.
And based on film study, they thought that there was a chance to spring him more than once for some pretty good yardage in this game.
First and goal, and a chance to get that initial touchdown right back.
Hey, Sam off.
They'll run with Smallwood. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal.
Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field.
Ready?
They'll give it to Chubb. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Hey, watch the screen. Watch the screen.
3rd and goal. They're going with Chubb. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. And the 10-year bet knocks it through the goalpost. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So, yes, it's only 3, but at least they're able to answer back after giving up the touchdown to start the game.
Yeah, I like the observation there because getting some points on the board, very positive for them. Feel a little bit better about things because if you don't score, you potentially have opened the door for them to score again, and then you're down 14.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They had the touchdown on the opening drive of the ball game. It was countered by just a field goal. So, hey, if your guys can do that for 4 quarters, you're in good shape.
Yeah, it is a team game, so that's just good complementary football. But, you know, I know I'm no brainiac, but you trade 6s for 3s, things are going to work out in your favor.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. 2nd and 2. Throwing left side, it's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
And the Jaguars first down.
Ready.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Come on, QB, come on.
Now Leonard Fournette. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll drop to throw. Flushed out right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. The sack by T.J. Watt, or as his mother Connie calls him, Trent Jordan Watt. So on 4th down, here's Chris Jones to punt it away. It's a nifty return of 29 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They finished off their opening drive of the campaign with a field goal on the last drive. Now they'll search for a touchdown here on this go-around, 1st and 10. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. Call it a loss of 6 on the play. And it'll make this a 2nd and long.
Back to pass. Smooth. 50 seconds to Mike. 50 seconds to Mike.
2nd and long. He'll get this one to Switzer. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Looking to throw. Bradshaw eluding the pressure right. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Barry on to punt as he gets this one away.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
Here we go.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they will begin with, should we call it, far from ideal starting field position, their own 2-yard line.
So what's your definition of ideal?
The 1-yard line on the other side of the field.
Yes, exactly right. So, yes, your definition is apropos in this case.
He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
Ready, set.
They're going to need some therapy after this.
Hey!
Like 50, like 50.
Ready?
2nd and 11.
Check 3, check 3.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Well, let's go ahead and detail this situation here. 3rd and long coming up. Back near your own goal line. I would be very hesitant about throwing the football in this situation.
Maybe just run up the middle?
Yeah, I think that might be the spot for them. You got to try and find some space for your punter because you don't want him backed up where he has to alter what he does.
Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some pushing. Let's see what they can do on third down. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's fourth down. And the Jaguars send out their punter as he'll kick it away for the second time. And he's able to get it out of there. It's fielded at the 45. A minute 55 left to go in the first half of play. The first update now from a game going on in Cleveland. And it's the Browns out to the early advantage. And we'll keep you abreast of how that one shakes out. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. A lane opens up that time as he'll be brought down just short of a first after a gain of about 9. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down. The last run got 9. That leaves him with second and a yard.
Hey, Delta.
Second and 1. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. They'll look to throw for it on third and 1. They set up the screen to Chubb. Room here to run. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Well, forget the run on third and 1. They shock the D and rip off a pretty big play. So it's first and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. They'll run with Chubb, and he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Nick Chubb taking it in, and his guys have taken the lead.
And while that touchdown does not give them an insurmountable lead, it's still a lead, and that always feels good to a team.
They'd love to take that into the lockers, but a little time left on that clock, so some work to do.
I like that. I like how you're guarding against a letdown there.
You're looking forward.
Coaching them up from right up here in the booth.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They're down 3 under a minute to go. How aggressive are you going to be in this spot?
Not as aggressive as I probably would want to be. Only down 3. I mean, it might as well be even going into the half. That's not a deficit that makes me want to push it and potentially make a mistake in this situation and cost myself even more points.
But, boy, getting into field goal range and tying it, that's tempting.
Awfully enticing. You almost talked me into it.
They'll look to throw here on first down. And this is caught. First catch for Keenan Allen. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory.
A gain of 15. First down, Jaguars.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Looking to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
With a dime look on defense, 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Back to throw now on second and 10. Escaping the pressure right. And he comes back with one complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line.
Down. 50, plant. Hey! High 7.
Mike, 55.
Ready?
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. He'll let this go for the end zone. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock.
Intended for DJ Chark. Incomplete. It's third.
So on 3rd down, the field goal unit will come out as he'll try to get 3 before half. On the right hash, officially this will be a 51-yard attempt. And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As it's time now to send you back stateside to Orlando, Florida, and check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Ready, break.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
It is such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. Solid way to start the drive, 13 yards, picking up the first. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
You can't block me. You can't block me. You can't block me.
Deep grip. Deep grip.
He's got a first down and then some at midfield. Touchdown! Ryan Switzer, 62 yards, as his guys are able to regain the lead. Hopkins with the extra point, and that makes it a 17-10 score. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
2nd and 10. At the 21.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Hey, Haywood. Go.
You don't want this. Mike 50, Mike 50.
2nd and 10. This one caught by his tight end, Oliver. The Jags picking up the first down there, a gain of 12.
Let's go.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You get better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
10 yards there, good enough for a Jags first down.
60 or.
First down, Jacksonville.
Hey, Orbit.
We got 4.
Look at me. Zipper.
50. Not today, you are. Not today.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
That was an excellent read right there. Saw cover 1. That means it's just a single high safety. So you know if you throw the ball to the outside part of the field, help is going to be a little bit late getting there. And he puts one out there for a big-time completion.
They'll look to throw now on first down. He's going to let this one go deep. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
I'm not quite sure how he wasn't able to hold on to that one in the end zone. A great opportunity lost, but a lot of relief for the defensive guys. When they get into film next week, they're going to want to know what happened. Where was the breakdown that almost allowed a touchdown?
Back, get it.
They go back to the ground now with Fournette. About 3 yards there to the 27.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
They got to get to the 20 to keep the drive alive on third down. They'll set up a throw. Flush to his right. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's fourth down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. So chalk that down as an 8-play drive capped with a field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
A good first down call as the screenplay gets them 9. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Now Chubb, and an alley to run. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 15 yards on the play, first down.
Now this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Mike Spopo. Silver.
They run again on first down, Chubb. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
90 Wolf. 61 Matchbox Lights. Hey, Charlie.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54.
Go. Big grip.
Looking to throw on second down. Bradshaw. Open man is Switzer, complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 34-yard line.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
Now Chubb on first down, able to work his way forward for about 5. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. So the false start will back them up 5. Oh, jumping early from his tight end spot. Maybe trying to get a jump start on that route.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right about that. And oftentimes when you see that, that means the play call was supposed to come in his direction, and he was eager to go catch a pass.
To throw on second down, Bradshaw. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line.
Well, nothing takes a start to have a good drive quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
No, now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That's out to Chubb, complete. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Elsewhere, they have gone to the third quarter now in Dallas. And the Cowboys now, they've opened things up in that one. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. Just week one, but already plenty of intrigue with the games going on. And this one no different as we come up on a 1st and 10. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this.
And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. And here the pressure from the outside linebacking spot.
And normally when that happens and they're able to get home, that means the other guys on his team helped him out a lot. That they occupied people to allow it to be no less than a one-on-one situation allows him to get home.
Hey, tighten down. There you go.
And get it.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Bradshaw. They'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And he's going to get this to about the 20, but that is well short of what he needed. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Now, from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Joe.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Now back to throw. Flushed out right. Oliver, the tight end, making the catch. How about a 39-yard pickup? They'll take it. That was a fantastic job of keeping that play alive. And he had a chance to tuck it. I thought he might.
They work on those situations all the time. This is coached, being able to keep your eyes downfield, keep the play alive, and not automatically run with the football. How about that lesson absorbed, and it turned into a big one?
Oh, no, he lost the football. And this will be scooped up by the defense. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line.
Well, partner, they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect
No
him.
one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
A good run by Chubb on first down as he'll get about 6 yards there. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at their 49.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Check 52.
They run it again with Chubb. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down.
You better be ready. Don't be scared of it. Mike's 54. Mike's 54.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
Put up. Let go.
Operating from the gun. Bradshaw going top shelf for... Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted.
Pick
Picked off at the 17. So the first interception of his career under center, and you knew it was going to happen sooner or later.
It has to. And I know he feels like the world is just tumbling down at this moment, but there's got to be some veteran somewhere, some mentor that's going to tell him, hang in there, my man. Plenty more to come. 94. Keep firing.
Hey, exit.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. And he'll get that to Fournette, complete. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. A 14-yard first down pickup for the Jaguars. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. No, bottled up, fumble. It's out, it's loose. And this is picked up by the defense.
Good route, good pickup for first.
And it's a touchdown. On is Hopkins now for the extra point. And the lead is up to 14. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. It's a Jacksonville touchdown.
Touchdown, Jacksonville.
And that big fourth quarter return, Charles, makes this a one-score game.
And now it all comes down to philosophy. All right, he's had a big return for a touchdown, so the momentum is high. Do you want to ride that and go for two? Or do you just go ahead and kick the extra point and come back and rely on your defense?
The extra point splits the uprights. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much as he's marked it. At the 21-yard line.
First down and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Ready.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
Ready.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Exit. Check nine.
And again, it's Chubb. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave them with a 3rd and about 5. And this defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Back to throw. Bradshaw. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. He'll have a first down past the 40. And he takes it all the way up to the 47. It's a gain of 22 as we tick towards the 2-minute warning. Now a whistle and a timeout defensively. Trying to stop it, and they do with 2 seconds to go prior to the 2-minute warning. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Chubb. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. They've got a second down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. They go with Chubb on second down. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. So here we go, Charles, 3rd down. Any chance you're throwing?
I don't think so. I think you got to keep the clock rolling here.
22 jet bomber, 22 jet bomber.
And they're going to take it all the way down and just take the delay. That's going to set them back 5 yards. Every penalty so critical at this stage of the game as now they've got it 3rd and long.
You got three. Three down. 48.
There you go.
48's the money. You run. 48's the money. I want that.
And they, in fact, will throw it. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Brian Poole. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And that's caught inside the 30. A big 3rd down play there for the Jags. 52 yards. Now here's a timeout coming on the defensive side of the ball. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
60 Pittsburgh. Yep.
Back to throw. That's out to his running back, Fournette. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. A Jacksonville first down on a pickup of 17.
On the double.
Hey, 50's the money.
Hey, team 6.
They'll look to throw. And this one into the hands of DJ Shark. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. They'll come out in the pistol. Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down.
Hey.
He'll look to throw. And he is across and in for the score. And now they can tie the game in the final stages with the extra point.
Or they can go for 2 and go for the win. Yes, sir, that touchdown puts them in striking distance. And let me tell you something, forget being conservative here. Go for it, go for 2.
Well, going for it on the road. Want to win it right now?
Want to win it right now, have the momentum, go ahead and get it done.
A very important extra point there, up and good. And we may very well be headed to overtime. Boy, hard to ask for a better game thus far. 27 apiece is our score as the kick's away. This is fielded at the goal line. And there is a flag as he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. But who's this going to be against? Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard, inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. From the gun, Bradshaw. Washington's got it. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead. They'll be left with just one remaining here at OT. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They're set for their first drive here in overtime. And this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
And it's been loud in here so far. He gets them a little over half of what they needed. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 5. As a fan of the NFL, for an opener, you can't ask for much more than this overtime in Week 1.
I know it's hard to believe that some people may not have been watching our game, but I'll bet through social media they found out this one was snug and getting into overtime, and they flipped over here in a hurry. This is fantastic. If you're a fan of ball, you love these types of games.
He's got his man on the crossing route. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling.
Ready.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Under pressure, and down he goes.
So if we recount real quick, he had the touchdown earlier, and now he comes up with the sack here. No doubt about it, he's having himself a game.
Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. Now a pass dumped off to his running back. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. They'll be down to just one remaining as we step aside here in overtime.
Ready.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. He'll look to throw. And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Might want to remember that 3rd down play, 37 yards. 2 minutes left in this overtime session, and still all tied. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. A shotgun give to Fournette. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. And I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settling, because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. I know the defensive guys poking, clawing, raking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
And he is in for the score. And it is absolute stunned silence here as they win it on the road in overtime. Partner, a great game that we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters what you wanted. But how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.